I don't think we're going to finish this game, Sam. Welcome back to Game Stage, everybody. I hope you all purchased your first season of Moonlighting whenever it was available for not a crazy, ridiculous price.
In the 80s.
How y'all doing? We're playing Spider-Man.
We are back to the Spider-Man habits and not spending $100 on an old Bruce Willis television show that may or may not be good.
Season 1 was, what, $120 or something
For the first
like that?
2 seasons of Moonlighting on DVD was $167. I might never forget now that I know.
Oh, man. I didn't even know the show existed.
And, I really hate to admit it, but, Sybil Shepherd is kind of the reason why I was like, because, you know, I'm not here to, down-dress anyone's career or anything, but if there's ever been someone that's not for me, it might be Sybil Shepherd, and
I don't know if I could blame you on that one.
Spending upwards of $80 a season to find out if she didn't totally bomb it, let alone Bruce Willie.
Bruce Willie!
Doing the shaz.
You know, he is my shit.
The shit. Oh,
it's Dick Mason.
I forgot we named him that. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, baby.
I forgot this was in the past.
Dick Mason.
Looks, I love how young Miles Morales as opposed to old Miles Morales is just about a foot in height. He looks just about the same, and we threw some glasses on Finn. They're both a foot shorter than they should be.
I do love that too.
It's like he's barely even thinner.
I forgot that this was just like a flashback memory or whatever.
Flashback to the past.
Yeah.
Right?
Marty, you gotta come back to the past with me. Marty!
If only they could have gotten Christopher Lloyd to voice Dick Mason.
Miles! Finn! There's something wrong with your children!
We need banana peels to jam into this electrical machine. Does anyone have a very useful electric punch that could get this thing going filled with banana peels?
Do you remember that Family Guy joke of Back to the Future 2?
Oh yeah.
They're like, yeah, there's something wrong with your kids, Marty.
Wasn't he about to date a black girl?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
that shit was so crazy. I couldn't
Family
even
Guy.
believe that. Oh, I can't take his shield. Okay.
Yeah, they have weird rules, because can't you take away the shield of, the 10-foot tall guy? Or no, you can
it's
just
like the
electric
tower
punch it away.
shield of the Roxxon people, yeah.
Right.
Ow, hey. I'm trying to avoid you, big dude.
Right, I mean, if you could avoid being punched for 2 seconds, you could also go invisible. Don't forget, in the time since we have played, that you can always make this a lot easier.
But I remembered though that with this guy, you venom punch his shield and it breaks.
He is the 10-foot tall guy. Wow. Okay, now I'm showing my own.
Ooh.
Took advantage of the break.
A little synchronized ooh there.
Because I don't want to brag or anything, audience, but I've got a PlayStation 5, so now this is all cute to me.
Yeah, why aren't we recording on that? Why aren't you selflessly bringing it over to my Bahamas studio?
Because like a dirty, filthy whore that I am, I could wait no longer, and I overpaid so hard that I kind of want to get insurance on it before I take it out of the house.
You can totally fly it, just go take it through baggage check without the insurance on that thing. It'll be all good.
With your Bahamas Island, if you're willing to afford me a black box for an airplane that's specifically meant to hold the loosey-goosey floppy wings of the PlayStation 5,
oh yeah,
that's one thing. I don't know if we noticed in the one night that we played it together, but I went to touch it the other day. I forget what I was even doing, and I laid it on it.
Playing 2077?
Probably.
Cyberpunk?
Yeah. Not so bad, but that's in and of itself.
Right, yeah.
The problem was, I laid it on its side because I don't trust that, being a proud cat owner, that my cat wouldn't make me have to murder it for knocking over a standing up PlayStation.
Right, exactly.
So I laid it down on its side, and when I went to touch it, it rocked on the wing, because there's not a flat base on the top or bottom, so I'm stupid for assuming.
Pretty flat that first day you had it, and it was over here.
Yeah, absolutely. As long as you're not touching it or anything, it's gonna stay stationary. But it doesn't the PlayStation 4. I mean, that was a brick. You know what I'm saying? Unless you were trying to lay it down on its face, it's gonna stand.
Well, and my table also has a bit of a bow to it, so that might have helped it sit flat. I don't know.
What I'm getting at is PlayStation, just for free gimmick. They give you a stand, by the way,
Right. Yes.
to like stand
Just
it up
stand
on.
sideways.
Yeah. Give me one that like kind of has that like where it's holding a shipping a bottle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like one of those ones where it's like meant to hold a jar, but
Yeah,
it's
to
like
hold it horizontally or flat or whatever.
yeah, where it's just a big bow that kind of like seats it comfortably, so it's not seeming like, you know, if a cat tried to lay on it, that it would just send it to the floor.
It would be nice, yeah.
It's like reminiscent of, I don't know if it's ever happened to you, but when my buddy first got his PlayStation 4, he put it on his like dresser thing or whatever cabinet you want to call it. I can't remember for reasons.
Okay, yeah.
And
Ow.
he like had it plugged into the PlayStation controller because you got to charge that thing up when you first buy it, obvious. So the
course.
controller is on the coffee table, and I go to walk past, and I get tripped up on the controller cord, and somehow, rather than the controller going
I remember
anywhere,
this story.
the PlayStation flies out of the fucking cabinet and onto the floor, and it's like.
Yeah, could you imagine?
I mean,
Oh, my
yeah,
Lord.
like, you know, it's one of those instances where, like, you just literally may or may not have spent $500 because you couldn't look where you're walking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, oh my God, I
my
forgot
God,
where
yeah,
I was
grab
going
to
with it. Oh, but yeah, just for the sake of, like,
Let me through. You're showing it for like a second. Come on.
it's very particular. Can you just fire your own way up there?
No.
There,
Oh,
it
there
is.
we go. Okay.
But if the
There it
PlayStation
goes.
4 that looks like it's meant to lay down can do that,
Right. Yes.
I can only imagine the surfboard quasi scene from Christmas Vacation where he goes sailing down the fucking thing in the sled. That happening into my PlayStation 5 because it's not securely based.
Hey man, at least the controller is all wireless.
And so heavy and filled with technology.
It really is, isn't
I,
it? It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, like when you first described Astro's Playroom, I
Wasn't
wanted
that
to
fun?
I wanted to believe where I was like, that sounds stupid as hell.
It was fun though, right?
It was so much fun. Like I told you, if it was just 2/3 longer, it would rival Mario to
Right.
me.
It was insanely fun.
It was.
Especially all the cameos and everything.
The
like,
cameos made it charming as hell because it was always like the most like nonchalant, sublime level where it's cute,
Yeah.
but enacting the most fucked up moments.
Exactly, and it's like the little PlayStation robot guys like dressed up as them. Like, yeah.
And it's like I don't know if you felt it, but it felt like at moments in that game, it was directly slapping Nintendo in the face. Where it's like, we've been able to do this for years, and
But
we just didn't want
yeah,
to.
we didn't want to put all the mechanics into our games. Like, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, just the fact where it's like, I mean, you're definitely stepping backwards. Like, in a world where PlayStation just wanted to suck its own dick, they could have made a really cutesy Uncharted. You know what I'm saying? Where it's
Yes.
kind of like a Tomb Raider crawler. Mm-hmm. What they're like kind of known for.
Yeah.
Maybe even make it a cutesy shooter like Last of Us. Just make it Naughty Dog is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, just let Naughty Dog take care of it. Right?
But make it cute. But like the fact that it
You do
was...
love yourself some Naughty Dog.
I do. But the fact that it was just so straight up a platformer like Mario 64
Yeah.
and just did it in such a way that
Oh,
felt
it was so
refreshing.
great. And it was just a showcase game too.
Yeah, just a
Like,
game to let you know that
what they can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they did it well.
Oh yeah.
I was telling my parents and they couldn't even wrap their minds around it. And to be fair, I can't even know if I fully appreciate it yet. But the fact that we in our lifetimes have gone from the N64 Rumble Pack, where you had to clip that giant thing into the back of your controller, and it would just go "Whirr"
Yeah.
whenever something exploded. And we were like, the future is now.
Yes. Oh yeah.
The fact that we have gone from that
I
point...
kind of miss those like N64 days. Like
Oh.
you got like the memory pack that you gotta get for your N64, and
or
then you got
that like
the Rumble
red
pack for the
expansion.
controller.
Yeah, because the like... Oh, God.
yeah,
Was it
let
Majora's
alone-
Mask couldn't handle
Yeah, that's why you needed the memory pack for
Mm-hmm.
the system. And then like you remember Pokemon Stadium had to have that special thing for the controller for you to put your like Pokemon games into.
Oh my God, you're right. And
Yeah.
I never... There are so many moments where like your nerddom makes me so jealous for my own childhood because like that
Oh,
is
you
one
never
of-
had that?
Never got to like experience that.
That sucks.
Yeah. But I do, like I said, I remember wanting it, so now I'm just angry.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure at my, good God, this just keeps going and going, doesn't it? I'm pretty sure at my childhood house, at my dad's house, we still have that little thing that plugs into the controller.
What?
Yeah.
We can get hardcore nostalgic and play some, like,
Oh yeah, we could totally
Pokemon
do that.
Yellow.
I was gonna say, if they still have it, we could totally do it. Just
That-
let him fall. There we go.
I just, like, picture the world where we agree to do that, and then it leads to, like, 2 hours of us prepping for these sessions. And, like, come on, N64, just load
Just
for us.
please work.
You gotta blow in it harder. You're not blowing good.
You're not blowing hard enough.
And you're all like, I'm blowing good and right.
I'm blowing as hard as I can.
Which reminds me, I had a buddy who swore by, if you had a scratched up, like, PlayStation 2 game, and it, like, was causing the game to glitch, if you put it in the toilet and flush the toilet, I shit you not, this is true.
What?
If you did both of those things, it would make it work. The problem was, it worked every time he did it, but I can't believe that it was toilet water specifically,
That's
let alone
insane.
the action that made it work.
That's insane. I imagine it's because it's like the water swirling around without, and it's cleaning off the disc without getting fingerprints on it and all that good shiz. But
mean-
that is crazy. No, I always just use Windex, Sam.
Yeah,
Like, just
but it's like, it's
window cleaner.
Yeah, but you gotta remember, we came from like the 90s where like we believed that in that one moment in Tomb Raider where she's running around her house in a nightie, that you
Yeah.
could make her naked.
That's true, actually.
Like
yeah.
the amount of hours.
There was a Spice Girls game though where that was actually a real cheat, where you could
What,
make
you
them
could-
naked.
What? For
Yeah,
the
but,
N64?
I don't think it was N64. I think it was PlayStation 1, if memory serves me correctly. But the thing is, though, is that you can't, like, they're not anatomically correct. They just don't have clothes on. So.
So it's just like Barbie mods?
Yes. Yeah.
So
So yeah, they don't have like nipples or anything like that. No. Like.
I'm just picturing like the old wrestling games.
Yeah,
Like the-
right. Yeah, no, exactly, yes.
So it's just like
polygonal,
ball mounds?
naked Spice
Ugh.
Girls. Yeah. Yep.
You know what the really sad part of that story is? There were guys our age then who were playing that game exclusively to jack off.
Oh, you know it. Just like the VIP, the Pamela Anderson game. Did you know about that?
I don't
Did
know
you know
if
that existed?
I think Leisure
Suit Larry?
Yeah, is about as far as my pervy knowledge of video games ever went when I was like a child, you know?
Those games are fun. We might actually play one of those for the channel.
I'd be down for that, just to find out if like I was deprived because my parents were too loving and didn't want to scar my
Like I
young
said,
kid brain.
they are surprisingly fun.
Damn.
Wow, wow.
I was gonna say,
Okay.
while we contemplate that
Use
and leave
Venom.
you in the middle of hell,
Oh yeah, I know, right? We're gonna have to end the episode
right?
here.
We're gonna. Damn it! You stole it from me.
I
We'll see you
did.
next time, audience. He robbed me of telling you goodbye.
Goodbye. Ah, just
And
like how I
we're
robbed
back.
Sam. Did you like that?
I did like that.